the Modus Super Series.
Derek Coulson for Destiny.
It's there. Biggest of all fish.
He reels it in.
Yeah. What an incredible record. Everything you wanted.
He does it.
Henry Course with glory.
Our champion tonight.
The bullseye.
Oh, Vanacek.
This will be amazing. Unbelievable.
Oh, what a time for Max.
It's maxed out.
Oh,
That is special.
incredible.
Last chance. That is seething. The pressure is on.
Champions League night.
On a breaker throw in the first leg. Double 16.
Games on the first
And he
leg.
makes absolutely no mistake.
Cressy is looking very inflated. He's already got this finished today. Game shot.
And he's
And
done it
that's George
again.
Cully now looking at double 10 for a 140 check
Games
out,
on
and he
first
finds
leg.
it.
Reece Cully.
Brilliant dart. Just taking out the 130. Can he take out this? Whoa, yes he can.
That one's in.
Time for the final group of week 2 to get underway. It's the opening session of Group B here tonight. Welcome along, or welcome back if you were with us earlier on this afternoon for the opening session of Group C. That looks set for a grandstand finish tomorrow afternoon, but tonight it's all about the opening session of Group B with the final 3 new players entering the fray here this evening. Back for more tonight is Matthew Edgar, and Matt, as always, before we look ahead, let's just briefly look back to what we saw this afternoon, and it was a really tightly fought opening day of Group C.
Exactly as predicted, really. We looked at the players and sort of the form line of which they was coming into that Group C, and we assumed it was going to be close and it was going to be tight. And that's exactly what we got, with realistically nothing decided going into tomorrow's play. Lee Evans sits top of the table. He's got a couple of points advantage, but it kind of means nothing when they're stacking up behind the way they are.
Yeah, good day for Lee Evans. A late call-up, a late replacement to that of Carl Wilkinson, but he's always ready, as he displayed here this afternoon. 4 wins out of 5, solid first day, and something to really build upon.
Solid's a great way to describe it, and just having that extra gear as well, just that little bit of class and quality when it was needed. And that's that experience you get from being on the PDC Pro Tour like he has been on multiple occasions, and that's just what gave him the edge over a tightly compact group. But just look how they're stacking in behind, even down to 5th position with Connor Hopkins well and truly in the mix.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting day tomorrow. Evans top of the table, but Zvonimir Lesic, who continues to impress here on debut, the Croatian, currently occupying 2nd spot on leg difference ahead of Michael Huntley and Ryan Brandley, who know what it takes to qualify for a Saturday night finals night. And as you mentioned, Connor Hopkins in the mix as well. Neil Wild, the damage has been done, not just because he's failed to win a match today, somewhat surprisingly it has to be said, but look at that negative leg difference as well. He has it all to do tomorrow. But tonight it is all about Group B, and the 2 lads dropping down from Group A that was won by Jack Drayton, the Series 13 champion, awaits in finals night on Saturday. George Cressy and Barry Van Peer are joined by Reece Colley, looking to bring the chaos here once again at the Live Lounge. The former ADC Global champion Devon Peterson, as well as Scott Campbell, Matt, who is a regular here. He is established here, and he will always be a threat here.
Oh, absolutely. And we see him in many different ways here now at the Super Series. We've seen him in international pairs, we've seen him in Double Trouble Week now, and also in regulation weeks. Champions Week is the one now that Scott Campbell's got to be looking at. He was sort of one of those youth prodigies that was really touted to be the next big thing. Life got in the way, sort of took Scott Campbell away from darts, didn't really have the focus. Sort of finding that a little bit more. He does sort of find that he dips a little bit in and out with the sport, but when he's in and when he's on, he is a force to be reckoned with, and he can quite easily win a series.
And yet, he's not even favourite to win Group B here over the course of the next 2 nights. It's the 2 guys from Group A. George Cressy goes off favourite at 15-8. Barry Van Peer, 11-5. Devon Peterson, the only one of the 5 that goes off a double-figure price. You're really sweet on Scott Campbell, and that 11-4, I see your eyes lighting up.
Well, we play a little game, don't we? We try and guess the favourite and we try and work out what the price would be, what we would offer. And when I saw the lineup for this, I went Scott Campbell favourite, 6-4. So to find him third favourite at 11-4, I think that represents big value.
Well, let's get the action underway, starting with the value. Scott Campbell, he takes on Barry Van Peer in our opening match. And earlier on tonight, I caught up with Scott. Scott Campbell, welcome back to the Super Series. It's not been too long, but it's a regulation week this time. Forget about Double Trouble.
Yeah, definitely forget about Double Trouble. Wasn't the best, but just glad to be back, nice and quick, and try and get that sorted.
Yeah, it didn't go your way as you alluded to, but we're back to a regulation week. You know what it takes to win these sort of weeks, and I'm guessing you're in full agreement that it's about time you got another one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, it's about time I try to start concentrating on myself and get myself back to a Saturday night, and then get myself back to Champions Week. Just focus on that. Then too busy saying well done to everybody else that's doing well. So it's about time to start looking after myself.
Absolutely. What's the preparation been like off the back of Double Trouble?
Just trying to throw as much darts as I possibly could. Just get down to the pub, try and practice, and then it's very, very hot down here, so just climatise to the heat as much as we can to get ready for tonight.
Yeah, you can say that again. It certainly is a little bit warm here in Heatwave 3. But what do you make of your Group B adversaries over the course of the next 2 nights?
Yeah, it's very difficult, but it's always going to be difficult, and it's getting even more difficult every time you come down here. I've just seen actually the next week's getting posted as well, and it's just getting worse. So you're just going to have to play well, or you're not making a Saturday night anymore.
You still, I guess, back yourself to reach that Saturday night and put things right from Double Trouble and look, maybe have one eye on a Champions Week.
Oh, absolutely. I used to be chuffed just making a Saturday night, but just referring back to what I said, it's about time I put myself back to Champions Week, so fingers crossed we can get that going tonight.
Absolutely. It all starts tonight. Go well.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, it is about time, isn't it? Scott Campbell feels that it's about time, and really enlightening conversation with Scott Campbell earlier on. And he's the pick of Matthew Edgar as well, and it's somewhat surprising he's going off the price that he is. Barry Van Peer will prove to be a stern test in this opening match. It's fantastic to see Barry play with real nice rhythm for Campbell, the 36-year-old from Aberdeen, a weekly winner here back in Series 10. Barry Van Peer, still only 29 years of age. It feels as though he's been around for forever and a day now. I suppose that can be said about Scott Campbell as well. Fantastic youth pedigree back in the day. They had Scott, and part of that fantastic Scottish team as well, tasting success in the Six Nations. Paul Hinks, once again, our referee here. Fantastic to see.
First leg, Scott to throw first.
With the mic.
Game on.
And he's getting proceedings underway. The question is, Matthew Edgar, why are you so sweet on Scott Campbell?
I think he's just got the all-round game. Everything you need
100.
to be successful in a Group B. Quality and consistency. They're the 2 key attributes here, and he's got it in abundance.
43.
Has things gone perfect for him recently? Absolutely not. But Scott Campbell's one of those players that sort of dips in and out a little. We said earlier on, didn't we, with Lee Evans being ready. Lee Evans is one of those players that will
60.
always be ready. Scott Campbell's one of these that sort of have to build and prepare a little bit more, sort of get themselves ready, can sometimes get, dare I say, a little bit lazy
92.
at times in regards to the preparations and practices. But one of the things that's becoming a bit of a pattern and a trend for Scott Campbell is when he has a bad result or a little spell of bad results, it almost gives him a kick up the backside
58.
to sort of get the application right again. And when you look at the recent results of Scott Campbell, it's not been the greatest. And with that in mind, I
59.
expect that there's going to be a backlash very soon.
I don't suppose you can read too much into the form of Double Trouble either. Unique format. But he was still maybe one of the fancied picks there, but not making it into finals night for Double Trouble. I don't read too much into that, do you?
100.
Not so much with that. It's a shorter format. It's a different format as well, isn't it? But I look at events such as Las Vegas that was
125.
very recently. When I saw the lineup, I was looking through, and I thought Scott Campbell was one of the favourites to win. Didn't get too close to picking up silverware in those events.
57.
Well, nice first start from Vampire there.
121. Scott the car, 126.
Third wasn't bad either, so Campbell, there is a bit of pressure on this 1-2-6. He's going to get a shot. What is the shot going to be at? Oh, it's going to be a double six. It's in. Right hand side for the lefty.
120.
Goes
Better your car,
inside, and
61.
Vampire does get that break opportunity now. He's only going to have one dart at it as well, but
Each on
that
the
is
first leg,
all
Benny
he
Vampire.
needs.
Second leg buried through first. Game on.
There is sort of argument swirling around on various platforms at the moment on the internet regarding shots like
135.
61 and 65 about potentially seeing changes of the way of which people go for that. There's a lot of people at the moment debating whether going for the 25 is the best option because it's sort
91.
of surrounded by missing, isn't it? You go inside your miss, you go outside your miss. It's like a moat of positivity around the load of
140.
missing. There are people right now advocating for the treble 15, for example, in that scenario.
Yeah, you can see the logic.
140.
Oh, it's one of them. Whichever side of the fence you sit on, you can put forward a valid argument, and it's quite hard for anybody
56.
to tell you you're wrong. Because right now, there's pros and cons on both. It'll normally come down to sort of a trend or a pattern. When we look at like the top 16 players in the world, if they all start to come away from it, then we'd imagine that people would then use
77.
that as
Better your
a,
car,
maybe a bit
170.
of confirmation for themselves.
No big fish for Vampire.
98.
He's certainly starting as he means to go on. Campbell up against it. Last time he was in a Group B, didn't lose a game. Back in Series 14.
137. Better your car,
Unblemished
72.
record. He's immediately under the cosh. One dart is all Vampire needed
Game
in
shot
the
on the
first
second
leg, and
leg,
it's
Benny
all he
Vampire.
needs in the second as well. Impressive finishing.
Third leg, Scott's to throw first.
Really is.
Game on.
And we mention all the time the difference between the players, not just here at this level, but all the way through to the Pro Tour, is those sort of combination finishes.
What
You're
on
getting one dart at the end of a combo. 61, 72. They don't sound overly impressive, but they are the difference makers.
180.
Oh, what a start to the third leg. The pair trading maximums.
$57.
Well, there was both on nines. Now it's just over to Berry.
58.
That is where
60.
there is money to be made. 2 out of 2, 100% on the outer ring for Vampire.
$43.
Campbell just working his way back into things. Has to turn his attention to
44.
19s. Works to a finish, but not as nice a one as that Campbell would have been hoping to leave.
140. Scott the car 160.
Well, that's the danger, isn't it? It opens the door for your opponent to come in with a big score like that, and that just changes the complexion of the leg.
$40. Better your car 80.
And it's not enough. Vampire. Now, that's tricky to navigate around, but he does so. Now has to go from right to left, right the way across to the left in search of tops.
60.
This time,
Scott the car
he
120.
needed more than one dart at the double.
Well, 120, I'll imagine, will be the conventional way this week. One of each. Not too keen on that, though, is he? He's going the hard way about this one. Doesn't get the application.
60.
It looked
Better
like
your
the
car,
better
20.
option there was to go right and open up the bed rather than to try and find a way past the flight. But he'll know better. He'll have a better sighter on that than we've got from up here. Speaking of sighters, we see a big switch across the board.
Getting shown the third leg.
Big
Berry
switch of the
Vampire.
board with success. Still,
Fourth leg
just
Berry
doing a little bit on that last
Game
one. Thinks it's a little bit far away. You are correct, Berry. It was. But you did recover it well. You're 3-0 up. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, to be a
93.
bit harsh on himself there. This is turning into a dream start for Berry Vampire.
$55.
Things are
96.
still going swimmingly for Vampire.
$38.
That first start really did act as a blocker there, didn't it? Scott Campbell unable to find a way past. Berry Vampire will just be enjoying this game now.
145.
Why not? He's 3-0 up and looking very, very solid here to get the job done with a whitewash victory. Didn't expect too many of those in this group.
Well, that 145 really was a touch of class from
83. Better
Vampire,
your car 167.
exhibiting all his qualities which saw him win the Challenge Tour back in 2023.
97.
Well, he's got excellent board management as Vampire, and I'm sure we'll be touching on that throughout the rest of the evening because this game doesn't appear to have too much more about it.
133. Better your car 70.
Well, already well versed in events on that stage this week, and Vampire, off the
Shown the
back
match,
of his
Berry
Group A
Vampire.
exploits, has started Group B in emphatic fashion. A whitewash win over the pick of Matthew Edgar, Scott Campbell. A perfect start for Berry Vampire. An impressive start. 91 the average. Strong numbers from Vampire. It's Reece Colley against George Cressy after this break. Welcome back. We're underway here in Group B this evening. Barry Van Peer starting with a whitewash win over Scott Campbell. Now we turn our attentions to the Group B favourite, that man, George Cressy, the back of his second place finish in Group A earlier this week. He takes on one of the newcomers to proceedings, Rhys Colley from Dudley in the West Midlands, the 27-year-old, taking on Cressy, making his second appearance here at the Super Series, coming through the ADC qualifying route. Still just 29 years of age. Cressy, maybe somewhat unexpectedly going off favourite, but if you look close enough, the form lines are there.
First leg
for
reached
Cressy.
through first. Game on.
Off the back of his debut appearance back in Series 14.
93.
On that occasion, he finished second in Group A, same as what he's done here this week. And in Group B, he got to 8 points,
57.
where more often than not, 8 points is enough to scrape a top 3 place. He had the highest running average of the entire
125.
group, which featured Scott Campbell. An unblemished record for Scott Campbell, and yet George Cressy heartbreakingly missing out on leg difference.
140.
He'll be hoping to avoid a similar outcome here, looking to go one better and book his spot
135.
into Saturday night finals night. Rhys Colley, a seasoned competitor in his own right, is down to a finish after just 9 darts
100.
thrown.
Rishikar 148.
Could it be out of here in 12? Oh, almost. What a start that
120.
would have been.
Hitting the ground running, isn't he, here, Rhys Colley? He's one of those players that can really run with confidence. A great front runner is Rhys. When he gets his nose in front and he's
134,
playing good
Rishikar
at the start
28.
of a day, you just expect him to keep going.
Getting shown the
That
first leg,
is
Rhys
how you
Colley.
get going. 14 darter there for Rhys
Second leg,
Colley,
George
who
through first.
has some good
Game
titles to his name, doesn't he? Picked up that British Open men's title back in 2022. That was sort of the one that really put him on the
57.
map, certainly here at the Super Series, and gave him opportunities here where he became a regular. Picked up a England Masters title, a
54.
Isle of Man Masters, but that World Open was the one that really stands out back in 2024 in Budapest. That was in the days when the World Open was a gold-ranked event as well, so it gave him an automatic pass through to Lakeside.
100.
He's had a couple of opportunities there, but that World Open in 2024 would have been tagged on to the World Masters week, so you'd have had
97.
all the champions from around the world, all the qualifiers in the building. It was Rhys Colley that came out on top.
And as I so often
43.
say about these big field opens in the WDF BDO circuits of the past, they take some winning.
They do. They
81.
really, really do. For multiple reasons. One, the standard's good. Yes, you don't have your absolute top ends, your sort of Littlers and Humphreys
60.
standards, but you have good quality players all the way through playing in short format games in, at times, dare I say,
60.
subpar conditions. Limited practice facilities. The list goes on and on.
140.
You get at the Super Series where you get idealistic practice facilities. That's why we see so many people come here who are showing a couple of glimmers here and there. And then they come
99.
here and they
Georgia
play
Carl
superb. I mean,
101.
look at this afternoon.
Cressy looking to equalise. Double 16.
Getting shown the
Impressive.
second leg, George Cressy.
In and out of room 101, Cressy showing
leg,
why
Rhys.
he is
Rhys
favourite
throw
to win
first.
this
Game
group.
on.
Well, it raised a few eyebrows, didn't it, when the odds compilers put him in as favourite, and with that then, it's
59.
kind of interesting to see how he reacts. Is he one of these players that are aware of that? Is he someone who feels the need to go out and sort of make a point, make a statement.
140.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Normally, your ADC qualifiers like to come into here and play up to that underdog tag, looking to
140.
make a name for themselves and surprise a few.
I can guarantee you, Sam, that almost every player wants to play up to the underdog tag.
84.
The one I'll always go to, player now in the world's top 16, Ryan Searle, always used to try
92.
and convince you that he was the underdog. It's like, Ryan, you're not the underdog. You're in the top 16 playing against an international qualifier. You're 1-12.
140.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see players make that transition from underdog to favourite. And look at a few of the names
59.
on the
Georgia
current
Carl
Super Series trophy. They've had to do the same over the years.
$59.
Cressy doesn't
Richard
really
Carl,
seem
151.
fazed by it though, which is good.
$55. Georgia Carl 78.
Well, this is the first key exchange in this match so far.
Game shot on the third leg.
Clinical.
George Cressy.
Cressy
Fourth
at
leg,
his
George to throw
clinical
first.
best here,
Game on.
turning the tables on Reece Colley, who started with a real bang and now finds himself behind and a breakdown.
180.
If you're tuning in for the first time this week and you think, why is this guy the favourite?
96.
He's showing you why. Averaging 102.96 in the early part of this. 100% on the doubles. This is hitting the ground running.
Again, the form lines are there if you were willing to
80.
look hard enough. He's finished second in Group A on both his times here now. And the players he's lost out to, this week, of course, the Series 13 champion Jack
140.
Drayton. And on his debut appearance, it was to Tommy Morris, who's reached the last 16 of a Pro Tour this year.
100.
Strong form.
For sure. And he's up against a strong player here with
133.
already
Georgia
reeled
Carl,
off those
141.
big open titles of which Reece Colley has taken on the WDF Tour. Player who has had multiple appearances now on the Lakeside stage.
55. Richard Carl, 132.
Well, the champagne remains on ice. No 1-3-2 out for Colley.
45. Georgia Carl, 86.
Cressy now looking to extend his lead even further. Bullseye.
Game shot
Beautiful.
the fourth leg. George Cressy.
Absolutely stunning
Fifth leg
from
Reese to throw
Cressy.
first. Game on.
And just as it was for Barry Van Peer, this is impressive now from Cressy. The two
137.
players dropping down from Group A, who are the market leaders for Group B, showing us exactly why.
100. $180.
Colley's first maximum of this match. Nudges his average to north of 98.
100.
Matching that of Cressy, who is yet to miss a dart at a double.
134.
That also includes the bullseye. The smallest target on the board found one dart. Cressy, that's all he needed.
100. Richard Carr, 50.
This could be interesting. Sensible play
Game shot
there
on the
by
fifth
Reece
leg.
Colley.
Reece Colley.
11 darter was the best leg we
Sixth
saw this
leg, George
afternoon.
to
Reece
throw
Colley
first.
adding his
Game
name
on.
to that roll of honour for Thursday's play. But sometimes with that you can just get tempted in to go for the bullseye, especially when your opponent's not on a finish. Reece Colley, very much here for
125.
business.
Yeah, really good response by Collie. Well, this is the leg
85.
for Cressy now. Looking to serve this match out. Starting with a 2-treble visit. Looking to back it up with a treble 19.
96.
Finds one. Collie has to go again.
100. $60.
He's been restricted as Collie, but that is an opening.
100.
Can only find a level ton. Cressy still has control as the finish line is in sight.
140.
Dream setup play as well there for Cressy. Evidence of this game so far has
47.
suggested he only needs the one
Georgia
dart,
Car,
but he's going to
80.
get 6 here from 80 to get the first 2 points on the board.
2 tens.
James
Flawless
Shirley, George
on
Cressy.
the outer ring. Doubling perfection from George Cressy, who has started with a real firecracker of a display against a resolute Reece Collie. 100 average, 100% on the checkout success with a 101 in there as well. That is George Cressy laying down a real early marker. Welcome back. Two players dropping down from Group A, been impressive in the early proceedings of Group B here tonight as we welcome our final player of this week too. And it's a very familiar face indeed. Devon Peterson. We know all about Devon's illustrious career. The 40-year-old, former weekly winner, former ADC global champion, former winner on the Euro Tour as well. Taking on the returning Scott Campbell, who had a first match to forget against Barry Van Peer. Wasn't able to register a leg. He will feel as though his campaign really does start now. But Peterson, the last time he was here back in Series 14, it was to the latter stages of the series as well. It looked as though he was really going through the ringer. Wasn't playing his best stuff by any stretch of the imagination, and was working through issues of his action, working through issues of his grip. So it's going to be interesting to see how he fares here on his return.
Something that Devon's sort of battled with for quite some time, isn't it? Trying to get that technique absolutely sort of nailed down to bring out the best of his ability. And we know what he's capable of. We've seen his very best on that Alexandra Palace stage. We've seen his very best on the European Tour, where he picked up a European Tour title.
60.
This is a player who's been inside the world's top 32.
Yeah, proper professional. And even then,
100.
when dropping back to the amateur ranks, the inaugural global champion as well. Defeating
40.
Lipscomb, of course, who is now on the tour himself. But the darting world, I think, is always a better place when Devon Peterson is in tip-top shape,
57.
in tip-top form. Just haven't seen that from him in the main
66.
in
2026. 64.
Campbell down to a big finish after just 9 thrown. But it's all about the setup from here on in.
89.
I'll do Peterson left trailing.
60.
Campbell
Scott
giving
75.
Devon early cause for concern. Top of the shot.
35.
Flies too high.
Probably feel quite happy just to be getting darts at a double, won't he, Scott Campbell? Didn't get many opportunities in that opening game against Barry Van Peer. But he's got a handful here to break Devon Peterson in the opening leg.
40. Getting shot on the first leg, Scott Campbell.
There we have it. Scott
Same
Campbell
leg,
is
Scott to throw
finally
first.
up and running. Break throw as well. Nice little bonus for Campbell.
$91. 81.
It was interesting watching Devon Peterson as well at the back of the stage, wasn't it, during that opening leg? Because there's quite a lot of times he was going through the sort of phantom throw routine. A lot of the times people do that if there's any sort of stiffness or
60.
if they don't feel like they've got their throw quite right.
$45.
Peterson, his legacy in the game will more than likely be, well, it will be, as well as his fantastic darting CV
100.
with the ADG, the African Darts Group, something which he founded, committing to that long-term future,
60.
long-term success of darts in Africa. still an emerging continent for this sport. We've seen the success of things like
60.
the Asia Tour. It's growing stateside as well, and of course down in Australia, New Zealand. The World Series there at the moment.
15.
Work to do in Africa, and Peterson is on the case.
Yeah, you managed to have a good chat with him earlier, didn't you, today? Which will be a great
100.
feature coming out very soon here on Pluto TV.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Absolutely. It was a very interesting listen.
60.
One to look
Scott
out for,
Lecard,
for
90.
sure.
Yeah, it was really enlightening. Chat with Devon on the ADG, but this will be enlightening as well for Campbell. That's a tidy marker. Doesn't fully like it though.
70.
And that's why, but there's no cause for panic at the moment for Scott. Things are going a whole lot better for him than they were against Berry Van Peert.
Both having a bit of a mop of the brow there with the towels. It is very, very warm down there tonight.
57. Scott
One
Lecard,
thing for
20.
sure.
$12.
No, he's elected to split, and I don't mind that play whatsoever.
Yeah, attack with dart number 2, and then you've got a choice. If you go inside, you can always burst and
100.
go back
Scott
to a
Lecard,
double
8.
10. Or you can split across to your more preferred double here, a double 4. Sensible play, good board management, good application.
Game show on the second leg, Scott Campbell.
Campbell gets
Third
over the
leg, Devon
line
to throw
in the
first.
end.
Game on.
But it was an uncontested hold, though, despite the fact it was in 23 darts.
You're right to
45.
point out the sweltering conditions. I had a walk around in the auditorium just before we came on air this evening, and it sort of felt warmer this evening
45.
in there than it did in there this afternoon, oddly. But this building does hold the heat in.
97.
So when it's hot, it's very hot.
76.
And we've seen it a lot over the course of the last few months, really, with heat wave after heat wave in the UK this summer.
60.
Conditions have been really tough at times. Go back to the week that was won by Boris Kruchmar, and halfway through the week, even the lights gave up with the heat.
100. $100.
There we have it. This afternoon, didn't that say 29?
28. And that's your off-stage heat as well. It's warmer where the players are stood,
58.
surrounded by all the lights.
$100.
Well, stayed up to meet a maximum. Trying to fire himself into contention. It wasn't
96.
a
Devon
sort of
Lecard,
board
19.
management shot. It was a shot for himself just to get back up for it.
11. Scott
Can't
Lecard,
execute the finish.
126.
Campbell missed a dart, a double for this in his first match. He's not going to get a go at one here.
54. Devon Lecard, 8. $4. Scott Lecard, 72.
It's not happening for Devon. There's always options off of 72. Which one of those options will be applicable for Scott Campbell?
$60.
Again, there's just
Devon
that
Car, 4.
adjustment. It's a bit of a let-off for Peterson,
Being shown the
who
third
does
leg, Devon
tidy off to
Peterson.
register his first leg of the evening.
Fourth leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
Both have been good in their preparations because both have remembered to bring a towel with them.
$91.
There are various different things you can do, aren't they, to combat the cold? And there's various
24.
different products as well to help you with it, but there's not too much to help you with the heat. It pretty much is just bring your towel, maybe a bit of chalk, and hope for the best.
$140.
Better from Campbell. We get his weekly win here back in Series 10.
100.
Defeating Peter Wachiri in the final.
What a week that was.
100.
I think Peter Wachuri losing the final was probably received even better than many of our weekly winners, if not our series winner.
91.
Got a hero's welcome, didn't he, when he
170.
got home?
Campbell managed to turn the tables because Wachiri defeated Scott 4-1 in the group stage of that finals night. Campbell the 4-1 victor when it mattered most, though.
38. $82. Scott the car,
Campbell.
132.
Finishing up by getting to the semi-final of Champions Night as well, losing out to the eventual champion of that series, Jensen Walker. Will stay there. He tried to, at least. He is a bit miffed with that second dart.
70.
It's a shake of the head, but it's decent setup play, if nothing else, by Campbell. But Peterson's going to be breathing down his neck now.
108. Scott the car, 62.
Restricted to one. And one at tops.
42.
Not enough on
Devon
it.
car,
And
24.
Peterson from almost nowhere can drag himself level. Well, that was very slippy.
Getting shown
Well, that
the
was
fourth
very
leg,
good.
Devon Peterson.
And Peterson is level.
Fifth leg, Devon to throw first. Game on.
Well, 2-0 to Scott Campbell. It looked like he was going to cruise this one. But Devon Peterson, just a couple of big
44.
moments, a couple of big shots, that's all it's taken. And I go back to that 180 in the last leg. It again looked like Scott Campbell was going to have time. Devon Peterson finds his second maximum of the game. The first maximum he had was kind of ineffective because he probably shouldn't have even gone for it to leave himself 19. But that one in the previous leg, that was a biggie. That was
60.
timing.
The pair of shared 4 maximums in this match equally. And Campbell looking for another.
108.
And gets another.
You saw Devon's face as well. He was getting excited. He was enjoying it. Because his mind would have been wandering to a little
85.
magic
Scott the car,
number.
141.
The magic number 9.
Treble 19. But he cannot replicate, frustratingly so, his fellow Scott. And his fellow Scott Robertson, who fired in a
89.
Champions Week 9 darter just a few weeks ago. He knew that was close. He fancied it.
Great response and reaction as well. You can get drawn in sometimes to those moments where he's on the 9-darter, but you forget he's just lost the last 2 legs and lost a 2-0 lead. He's looking to get that breaker throw back. A real key moment in this match.
The
12-darter will do.
6-leg Scott to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, that had a real nice flow to it as well, that finish. Again, we see Peterson just working on that grip. We saw this a lot from him.
93.
His previous appearance here back in Series 14.
Well, there'll be a lot of people wondering what he was just working on right there, because whatever it was, it's worked out perfectly. It's not been the most consistent brilliance, but what it has been timed perfectly. Just when you think one of the players needs to hit something big, they find it. But what an irony this would be. Imagine that if you hit a 180 and followed it with 3. Now, what's your new play, Sam? Minus the 180.
How dare you?
58.
I had a 14-dart leg in local league on Monday, I'll have you know.
301.
No.
99.
It was 501. That was to go 1-0 up, and then I started the next leg with a big 12. Just back to reality very, very quickly.
83. WK 160.
Peterson looking to send us all the way.
That makes things very tricky, doesn't it?
100.
What a find.
WK 170.
What a superb find that was from Devon Peterson. Completely blocked the target. But you may not get a go.
Been knocking on the door, hasn't he, Campbell, for a real moment of magic, a moment
100.
of brilliance.
WK 60.
Feel as though one is coming. Peterson, once again, having to find the target from an almost
20.
impossible angle.
WK 70.
Can Campbell slam the door shut on Peterson's hopes of sending this match all the way? Oh, he
Game
can.
on the match, Scott Campbell.
Clean, crisp, clinical in the end from Campbell, who is up and running now in Group B. Peterson had his moments, but just simply not enough of them. Not consistent enough. It was good in patches. It was hard work in patches as well, but nevertheless, Campbell gets a crucial 4-2 win. Welcome back. Things aren't going to get any easier for Reece Colley. The back of his match, which resulted in a 4-2 defeat against George Cressy, who was the favourite to win Group B. He now faces the second favourite to win Group B, Barry Van Peer, who is yet to drop a leg here this evening. Both playing their second match. Van Peer, that whitewash win over Scott Campbell, who before the break
First leg,
got his
to
first
throw
win of the
first.
night, 4-2 over Devin
on.
Peterson. And Reece Colley did not play badly whatsoever against Cressy. It just felt like he just ran into one.
One of
I
them,
would argue he
40.
doesn't really have to find another level to trouble Van Peer here either. Just has to sustain what he's shown already.
Yeah, probably feel very hard done by, won't he?
100.
However, I think this game is probably going to suit him more than ever. And I think both players could really step it up and find the best
140.
darts in this just because of the flow. Players like to play certain styles.
91.
And when you like to get on with things, you like to play someone who plays at the same pace. That's your ideal. And the pace of the players here is almost identical.
130.
See here, Van Peer gets to the back of the stage, and by the time he gets there, Colley's already got 2 darts in the board. And it's
85.
exactly the
Veruca,
same the other way
91.
round, so you can just cycle round and really produce your best darts.
Brilliant bullseye to leave
59.
double 16, but wasn't far off. It's another impressive start by Van
121.
Peer if
Veruca, 32.
he can find the double this time. A bit of a frown. Doesn't like that one.
16.
He can't find
Rishikar,
double 8 either.
104.
Colley is there ready to pounce. Tops. Oh,
He
what
shot
a
the first leg,
steal
Reece Colley.
by Reece Colley.
Second leg, Reece to throw first. Game on.
A chaotic opening leg. Just what Colley enjoys.
One of them, 40.
Four missed starts at double for Van
60.
Peer in that opening leg. Colley just needed the one to punish.
100.
And he's backed up his strong opening visit in leg 2 as well.
131. $27. $100. $84.
Going to a finish after 12. Van Peer is going to be on a significantly better one.
150. $64. Veruca, 30.
Well, Barry, you left it. What are you going to do with it? Again, the double 15 brought back into fashion. Straight at it, but not straight in it. That could prove to be
Game shot on the
brilliant. It
second leg,
is.
Barry Van Peer.
Fantastic board management. Blocked the double
Third leg,
15
Barry
with
to
that
throw
first dart.
Game on.
So then the split arrived. A very profitable decision for Van Peer.
60.
That just goes to show, doesn't it, how much of that double
45.
15 you could see. You could see the top end of the bed, but when you start trying to pick out corners, That's when you then start to become liable to going inside the targets.
60.
And we know the breakdown from 30 isn't that profitable for more opportunity.
140.
Well, Collie still had acres of space, but couldn't quite fill it up. Well, it really was a stroke of genius from Van Peert.
93.
Collie back in the red bit.
100. 45.
And there holds the initiative yet again
140.
as the flight goes a-flying.
$43. Rishikar 76.
Working also hard to break back immediately. Carly now for a third consecutive break
60.
in this match. He will be back, however.
$41.
And that's
Rishikar,
a disaster
16.
for Van Peert. It's still 6 minimum for Collie.
Gage
Only
on the
needs
third
one,
leg.
though.
Reese Colley.
No point in hanging about. No one wants to hold the
Fourth
throw.
leg Reese to throw first. Game on. $180.
Well, there's one thing for sure, we've been tricked to some 180s tonight, haven't we? Very good in regards to
140.
people ticking those boxes. In fact,
57.
by my reckoning, every player in every match so far has hit a 180 tonight.
Your reckoning
91.
is correct. There's another one for you. Third of the match, Collie's second.
82. Rishikar 84.
For the first hold of throw. Reese Collie. Doesn't need to entertain a shot at the ball when you can hit
Gage on
treble
the fourth
16 for
leg.
double
Reese
8.
Colley.
This is impressive,
Fifth
and
leg ready
Collie
to throw first. Game on.
is sustaining those levels he showed against George Cressy. It didn't result in victory on that occasion,
96.
but he's a leg away from a win here.
That's exactly what you said at the start, wasn't it? If you keep the levels there, the wins will happen, the wins will come. But sometimes you can get so drawn
100.
into the fact that you've played well and not won, and you think you need more.
44.
It can happen the other way in tournament play as well, where you play well and win, and then you come up against a player with a good CV, a player with a reputation, and again you think you need more.
137. $89.
Looking for a way past,
58.
but then switches.
$97.
Can he set up a finish?
96.
He does. What can Van Peert leave?
59. Rishikar 110.
Collie a visit in front. No treble acquired.
54. Beriakar
There's
116.
a chance for Van Peert. feel as though this has to go. Well, his reaction, his expression there tells you all
44.
you need to know.
Rishukar 56.
As now Colley looks to take this match. Tops. Tens. The weight
36.
goes on.
Berryukar 72.
Well, Vampir's already taken this out once so far this evening. On that occasion, he started down on the 16s, gives himself a little bump on the leg. Trying to find a bit of adrenaline, trying to get himself going. Knows the severity of this shot. Reece Colley sat ready to strike should this not go. Just a dart is all he needs.
Vampire.
Exactly the same way as
Six
before,
leg
with
Reece to
exactly
throw
the
first.
same result.
Game on.
Will Reece Colley be made to rue that missed opportunity?
Such a desirable trait to have, isn't it?
100.
Those combination out shots where you're only going to have one dart at double. He takes those chances
60.
with such a high frequency. So impressive.
Well, that's what you train for. That's what a lot of the games and the routines that people
81.
play as they're getting ready. Certainly when there's a couple of people on the board as well and they're sort of having to share that time. Traditionally, a lot of games like the 1-2-1
100.
drill. And all of those to get you ready.
93.
Exactly what Berry is doing in those key moments.
He does have to chase Colley
56.
down here. The man from the West Midlands. That West Mids logo blazoned on his flights.
80.
Looking to serve this match out. He's already missed 2 match starts, of course.
$134.
That's
Rishukar
helpful for Vampire.
147.
Now has to leave it sweet.
85. Berryukar 151.
Vital treble. Can Vampire send us all the way in spectacular fashion? Now is the answer, but again, he has to leave it sweet and apply the pressure to
131.
Reece Colley, which he
Rishukar
has
62.
done. He's missed 2 match starts. He's going to get another. But this time he takes it at the 3rd attempt, and Reece Colley sustaining those performance levels, which resulted in a loss against George Cressy, has resulted in victory against Berry Vampire, who was threatening to take us all the way. Another average in the 90s for Colley. Coming up after the break, it is the favourite George Cressy. He faces Devon Peterson. Welcome back. Match number 5 this evening sees George Cressy take on Devon Peterson. Every single match so far has gone against the throw. If that trend continues, it's going to be Peterson that takes the win here. But he has to step it up quite significantly. Yes, he hit 3 maximums in a 4-2 defeat to Scott Campbell, but the form was just a little bit too patchy away from those maximums. It was real hard work for Devon. We did threaten to send it all the way, but Campbell, another
First leg, George
idea
to
is
throw
if
first.
George
Game
Cressy
on.
can recapture anything close to what he displayed in his opening match. A 4-2 win over Reece Colley, who was franked that form. Cressy with a ton average as well. And
125.
is yet to miss a dart at double here tonight. Then Peterson could well be in trouble.
Yeah, I think with Devon Peterson, it goes beyond just where the darts
24.
are landing, doesn't it? It goes to the other side of the hockey, which is where he toes it. What's going on between the ears? Because when you look at throws and you look
78.
at techniques and you study them, it's very easy to become a bit of an overthinker. And I think Devon would be one of the
80.
people that would be very guilty of that at times. Just overthinking, overcomplicating, losing that little bit of fluency and that natural play. We can certainly
78.
see that, can't we, at times when he stood at the back of the stage and just trying to work out the mechanics.
58.
I remember hearing a conversation he had many years ago. It was back in the old City West days over in Dublin, and he was having a conversation with Michael Van Gerwen, and he was explaining
60.
to him his thoughts and his beliefs in regards to the mastery of technique, and how at that period of time Michael Van Gerwen had certainly mastered it.
70. George Carr, 160.
That's where the studies began really for Devon in regards to trying to master his own
140.
techniques.
That's been too easy for Cressy in this opening exchange.
86. George Carr, 20.
He can take it with 2 turns.
Game show the first leg, George
And
Cressy.
he is still yet
Second
to
leg,
miss
Devon
a
to throw
dart
first.
at
Game
double
on.
here this evening.
100. 57.
'An impressive start from Cressy.
91.
Not the flashiest of players, not the big name. That's one of the great things about this place.
58.
Gives these quality players that go under the radar the platform to make a real name for themselves, a real statement of intent.
135. 43. 140. 140. Devon Carr, 35.
Good response from Peterson. We'll just settle him down if he can polish off this double
Game
at the
show on
first
the
time of
second leg,
asking,
Devon
which he
Peterson.
does.
Third leg, George
Much
to
better
throw
from
first.
Devon
Game on.
Peterson. Good to see. Giving Cressy something to think about.
57. 26.
'Well, isn't that there just the problem in a nutshell for Devon Peterson?
140.
1 minute looking brilliant, giving his opponent something to think about with a 14 dart, and then kicks off 26.
60.
Consistency is key.
I suppose that's it really, isn't it? Because when we look at those 13, 14,
58.
12 dart legs, there are thousands of people that can do that once. It's how frequently and how
100.
many legs are between those standards.
$58.
Oh, Peterson rushing to the hockey. Knows there's a chance to capitalise on a
130.
troublous visit from Cressy. Those have been rarities.
96. $134. Georgia Car 92.
Peterson waiting in the wings. Brilliant dart at treble 16, but for the
68.
first time,
Governor
Cressy
Car
does miss
51.
a dart at double. Peterson. Double 16 once again, the target
Each
of
on the
choice,
third
and
leg,
once
Devon
again he
Peterson.
finds it.
Fourth leg Devon to throw first. Game on.
Crucial break of throw. Cressy left to ponder on what might have been.
57. $100. $100.
Well, stubborn in the approach and right to do so. Found a way through.
Battling away. Much like what we saw this afternoon from Ryan Branley.
40.
It's one of those key things to remember, isn't it? Like, we all want to play our A game. We want to play our best all the time. But if you was to play 10
60.
matches, how many times are you realistically going to bring out that best performance, that A game? Maybe once or twice. So why put all that focus and attention
100.
into 10 to 20% of your output?
$38.
And those are the sort of visits that Devon really does need to cut out of his game.
$131.
Strong from Cressy. Leaves the little fish. After working hard to break
96.
the throw
Georgia
of
Car
George,
130.
Devon threatening to surrender it back again.
$94. Devon Car 150.
Cressy waiting on 36. He's going to get a go at it as well.
50. Georgia Car 36.
Peterson can only round off his score. Is he going to find a way through?
18. Devon Car 100.
Seen that quite a lot today. Those efforts at double for some players proving to be real blockers. Peterson attempting tops.
60. Georgia Car 18.
It's Cressy now that returns.
Well, that looks very similar to the dart last time.
Each
This
on the
time
fourth
learning
leg,
from
George
it. A shuffle
Cressy.
across to the right opens up the target to get the
Looks
dart
like
out the
George to throw
way.
first. Game on.
And that great leg previously from Devon Peterson to get himself in front and break the throw was gone. And that again, perfect. Can build on that, can work on that.
140.
Cressy could go and put a dart in the board, that's exactly where he'd want it, isn't it? Sat on that bottom wire.
85.
Cressy restoring parity and looking to really kick on and put this match to bed.
81.
Favourite Cressy. The outsider Peterson. That far
100.
to go that those roles would have been comfortably reversed. Cressy impressing in Group A.
60.
Peterson working hard to rediscover his best form.
41.
He's looking to drag Cressy down into a brawl,
60.
a proper scrap.
$180. Georgia car 160.
First maximum of this match.
$128.
Oh, really nice.
Georgia
Just
car
snuck
95.
that extra treble 18 in there as well. Peterson. Double 16.
63.
It doesn't go
Georgia
this
car
time.
32.
It had been also reliable for him up until that point. Cressy looking to show Devon where it is, but it's an immediate change of tact, and my word, that was quite unbelievable.
20. Georgia car 32.
A long way off, gives Devon Peterson a reprieve to break the throw. 2 further darts in hand. Big adjustment, big switch, big
Getting from the
find,
fifth
big
leg,
hit
Devon Peterson.
for Big Dev. 1
6 leg
leg
Devon to throw
away
first. Game on.
from a big 2 points here against the group favourite. Dream dart. Get that first dart sat on the top wire. Takes the
135.
pressure out the shot. You know you've got that minimum requirement in the target already. Asking questions here.
Yeah, much
140.
improved from Peterson, because the last time he did break the Cressy throw, he started the next leg with a really poor trebleless visit.
78.
This time, he's backed it up to a degree, starting with 135, and then the 78.
40.
And it's Cressy that does blink first here in the 6th.
81. 91.
Nice switch to the 17s. Just keeps him in touch.
55.
How much pressure can be applied this time by Cressy?
60. Devon car 152.
Leaves the biggest finish of the lot. Oh, Peterson ricocheted into the big 1.
78. Georgia car 170.
He glances across to look at what Cressy has left. No big fish.
58. Devon car 74.
Chance for the match now for Peterson. Double. Double 10.
64.
Just
Georgia car
strays
112.
inside.
This is a dream sort of shot. Well, not now. First dart acts as a blocker. Devon Peterson looks across to the
88.
scoreboard. He's
Devon
coming
car
back.
10.
He's got 3 darts. 3 opportunities.
Two twos. For
Getting shown the
2
match,
points.
Devon
A
Peterson.
big 2 points. And Devon Peterson continuing the trend here this evening in Group B. Every single match so far tonight has gone against the darts. Peterson lands the spoils as every single player now in Group B has taken a win. Well, a really interesting start to this Group B here this evening. 5 matches in. Each player has played 2 games. A frustrating start for Scott Campbell, failing to register a leg against Barry Van Peer. Getting underway to a perfect start. It was flawless as well in the early stages for George Cressy. 4-2 win over Reece Colley. Cressy with 100 average and did not miss a dart at double. 100% on the outer ring, giving Cressy an early win. Frustrating start as well, despite 3 180s from Devon Peterson. Scott Campbell rallying with 3 maximums of his own. 7 into the 9 as well for Scott Campbell, who got his first win of the night at the expense of Devon by 4 legs to 2. Reece Colley was good in his defeat to Cressy and sustained those levels. That's all he needed to do against Barry Van Peer. for Reese's win. And Devon Peterson battled away, battle hardened the South African warrior, getting a win over George Cressy. And that means that every single player here this evening has won one game and has lost one game, as the Group B table will illustrate. Now, look at that. 2 points all round. The only thing that is the difference is Berry Van Peer has a positive leg difference and Scott Campbell has a -1. That is the only thing separating all 5 players a quarter of the way through Group B. So into the second quarter we go. And it's Scott Campbell against Reece Colley. Campbell has to sort of rectify that negative leg difference, because as that group is taking shape, we see that could well be the difference. We spoke about it in Group C earlier on this afternoon, and it could well be the case for Group B as well. We saw in a Group B involving Campbell in Series 14 that leg difference was all it cost,
First leg, Scott
ironically
to throw
enough,
first.
George Cressy to not qualify
Game on.
for Saturday. Campbell has to dig himself out of a hole here with a wide margin win. But Reece Colley, I would argue, Matthew Edgar, has probably been the most consistent player of the lot so far tonight.
Absolutely. Reece Colley's been excellent so far tonight.
123.
The issue just being that he ran into one big performance in that opening game, but absolutely player of the day so
85.
far. But there's a long way to go. Still a couple of games for everybody this evening. 4 games tomorrow. That table will do a little bit of shaping and forming,
100.
despite the fact we've not seen too much in the early stages.
Yeah, Colley,
44.
the running average, and yes, it's only 2 and a bit matches in, but it's ticking over at an average of 94. That'll do. That's a sort of Group A level for Champions Week.
140. $96. Scott Ricard,
All
138.
about sustaining those levels. Looks inviting for another.
94.
Colley, for the first time in a leg all night, really, is really left trailing.
82. Scott Ricard, 44.
Time here for Campbell if he needs it.
$36.
He does need it.
$126. Scott Ricard, 8.
The time has dissipated. The time has to be now for Campbell. It is
Each
as
on the
well.
first leg, Scott Campbell.
Right in the centre of the target. Good stuff from Scott.
Second leg, Reece to throw first. Game on. $85. $85.
Campbell matches Colley.
Oh,
Gave himself a little come on before the third dart was even thrown. Campbell can't match him this time.
121. $100.
Well, 2 out of 4 is Always what the players say is the sort of minimum aim for a night in Group B. 99 times out of 100, that tends to
38.
be enough. We've obviously
Rishikar,
already
what is
discussed that it
36?
wasn't enough for George Cressy the last time he was here in Series 14. But
45.
again, if he can sustain, may not need to eclipse that points tally.
$83. Rishikar,
That way
91.
with dart 2 meant that Campbell needed a big power treble with the last. So Colley got time.
Game shot on the second leg.
Time he
Reese
doesn't
Colley.
need. Be
Third
interesting,
leg
wouldn't
Scott
it?
to throw
We've
first.
seen
Game on.
a little bit of a return to fashion, haven't we, of the 91, utilising a 25 in the ball shot when the opponent's on a checkout. That is just that little
85.
bit of comfort you give your opponent when you stray off that line and end up leaving yourself on a non-finish.
180.
He's really into the groove now, is Colley.
That is 5th maximum of the evening. He hit 2 in his
81.
previous game against Van Peer. He hit 1 in his opening game against George Cressy. He's in fact the player who's hit the most 180s of
96.
anybody this evening.
Just pushing his average north of a ton.
$140.
Good reply from Campbell. Needed
50.
a lot to leave an out, but Colley couldn't leave one of his own either.
Almost felt a bit like a lazy dart, that last one, wasn't it? Through with expectation rather than any form of deliberation.
24.
Campbell's made a real mess there.
93.
Find himself back into this leg on his own throw with that 140, but then 24 does not leave him a finish.
57. Rishikar, 82.
Handing the initiative to Reese Colley. Looking at tops for 2-1.
42. Scott the car, 114.
Campbell, following that 140, a few shots ago, he sort of stumbled into this position. Could stay there.
Game shot on the third
Harry
leg.
wanted
Scott
to leave
Campbell.
tops, didn't he? Did Scott Campbell.
Fourth
Loves
leg
it
Reese
in
to
that
throw
area of the
first.
board.
Game on.
Wasn't baited in by what looked a very appealing dart on the treble 20. Sticking to plan A.
140.
Motor quality. Let's not forget, he almost surrendered that leg completely there. With a sloppy visit at 24, not leaving himself a finish. And yet, he still found a way.
140.
That's what quality players do when
100.
they're not on their A game. They still find a way.
$100. $140.
Colley, in the main, has been there or thereabouts throughout. Still posting good numbers.
140. He's got
Impressive
121.
running average. Campbell is there with him though. But Colley isn't waiting for him.
93. Scott the car,
Can
121.
Campbell do one better? He could. He could with the ball.
96. Richard car, 28.
Excruciatingly close for Campbell. Colley surviving a little bit of a scare.
Gains on the fourth leg. Reese Colley.
Nevertheless, it's a 14-dart leg.
Fifth leg, Scott to throw first. Game on.
Strong from both. Campbell can appreciate it. Good stuff from both these players. This match is coming to the boil nicely.
125.
Yeah, this is good.
139.
Almost feels mad, doesn't it, when we've had a night with quality like we have, to say that every single
95.
game's gone against the darts. Scott Campbell looking to break that trend right now. And looking in a very good position to put himself just a leg away.
100.
Yeah, Campbell has just found that extra level. He's just stepped
85.
it up a
Scott
notch.
the car, 82.
Well, it's in the 10. Carly not down to a finish, so Campbell can just afford to set things up. Doesn't need to be overly aggressive, but is finding that treble.
58.
That was a width of a wire away from going 3-2 up. May well be the outcome anyway.
84. Scott the car, 24.
It is
Gains on
the
the fifth
outcome.
leg, Scott Campbell.
The outcome that was desired by Scott Campbell.
Sixth leg,
He
Reese
is a
to
leg
throw
away.
first. Game on.
He is putting in by far and away his strongest performance of the
100.
night so far. Campbell with George Cressy still to play. Reese Colley rounds off his evening with a match against Devon Peterson.
91. 57. 85.
There's been a couple of little moments like that, hasn't there, for both players in this game, where there's been opportunities presented on their opponent's throw to make things a little bit easy for themselves. Here's another one. There's now 6 darts for Reese Colley without finding a big power treble. There's quite a bit of distance there on those two.
93.
Great recovery, great switch across there. Scott Campbell now starting to ask Reese Colley a couple of questions,
44.
of which he doesn't have the answers. Well, that's the throw broken now in the scoring phase. Scott Campbell very well aware of it. A chance now to move into the back end of this game and pick up another 2 crucial points.
40.
Nasty deflection. That just gives Carly just a bit of hope. This one was just starting to get away from him. He started to relent.
100.
That keeps him interested.
It was a desperate dart, wasn't it, that from Reese Colley? He was just going on a run of darts without a treble. That was his 4th visit there before finding it with the last dart.
100.
Similar
Richard
story
Garwood
for
and
Campbell,
40.
really. Too low for Reese. It's another desperate search for a treble
60.
20, but this
Scott the car,
time
92.
it can't be sought after. Campbell to take this match. To be the first player to register 2 victories here this evening. Going old school. And
Getting shown the
sometimes
match, Scott
old
Campbell.
school is the best way. It certainly was there for Scott Campbell, who was bottom of the table going into this match. He now finds himself top at the expense of Reece Colley, who continued to score well but just started to tail off at the tail of the match. It's Vampire against Cressy after the break. Four more live matches left to bring you this evening as our attentions turn back to the 2 players dropping down from Group A. Barry Vampire and George Cressy. Vampire has the advantage on the head-to-head as these 2 embark on their 4th encounter here this week. Vampire a 4-3 win on Monday morning with an average just over 101. Cressy repaying the favour on Tuesday with a 4-2 win. Vampire matching that scoreline yesterday.
First leg, Perry to throw first. Game on.
And he has the darts here as well. Well, the trend of all matches being won against the darts has now come to an end before the break, thanks to Scott Campbell's
77.
win over Reece Colley. Vampire looking to stay ahead of Cressy on that head-to-head.
60.
Significant drop-off from George when he started really strongly, once again against Reece Colley.
180.
Needs to pick those levels back up, but Vampire is playing well here this week.
57.
Looks like he's enjoying himself as well, doesn't he, Vampire? When you play with a little bit of fluency, when you have that sort of
122.
rhythmic nature within your throw, we know the troubles that he has gone through with his game over the years.
57.
So
Better
you
your car,
can just enjoy when you can
122.
just throw with a bit of expectation.
54.
Oh, Cressy really is left lagging in the opening leg here.
100. Better your car, 68.
Vampire can roll us on to the next leg if he hits tops.
28.
But for the first time, with one dart in hand, a double can't be found. And Cressy,
140.
just
Better
with
your
an
car,
outside
40.
opportunity, working his way to a 2-dart combination of his own. Vampire in search of 2 10s. Quick glance to the scoreboard.
George, your car, 87.
Contemplated the split or potentially the bust. Oh, Cressy to make him pay.
Game shot
Oh,
the
he
first
does
leg,
as
George
well.
Cressy.
He was
Second leg,
nowhere
George
in
to throw
that leg,
first. Game on.
and he's ended up breaking the Vampire throw.
Little flicks over to the scoreboard like we saw there for Berry Vampire. Do give a lot
140.
of information away, don't they? In regards to how you're feeling. Same as when you see
91.
someone on the football pitch stood with their hands on the hips or hunched over a little bit. You think, I'll attack down that side. 'Cause he's telling me that he's tired. What Berry Vampire did there when he
57.
sort of looked over to the scoreboard was to say, I don't quite fancy this double five. I would rather not be going for this right now.
96.
But the look to the scoreboard told him he had to.
Yeah, he was in total control. But it demonstrates, it illustrates
100.
just the threat that Cressy poses.
96.
The early complexion in this match has changed completely. It's Cressy that's now in control.
What a 80.
It'll be total control.
60.
He can deal
George, your car, 24.
with double 12.
Getting shown the
He'll deal
second
with
leg,
it,
George
he can.
Cressy.
This is impressive now from Cressy.
Third leg, Perry to throw first. Game on.
And once again, we're seeing the number 100 in the statistical columns for
140.
George Cressy. His average a level ton. His checkout success rate a perfect 100%.
57. 57. 60. 140.
It's a good response from Van Peert, who once again is down to a finish after 9 on his own throw.
140. Very covered in 64.
He's got a bit of time again.
139.
He's not in the mood for time. He doesn't want to waste any. He went for it. Didn't need to, but did anyway.
Not the first time this
94.
evening he's
Value
done that,
card
is it?
25.
So, just makes you believe that that's just his MO. If he's got a shot, he's going for it.
Finish on the third leg, Barry
The
Van
old
Peert.
Martin Adams philosophy.
Fourth leg, George to throw first. Game on.
Which was quite an interesting one, actually, because he passed that on to a couple of other players, and I remember having a discussion with Scott Mitchell
131.
about it. And Scott was saying that it was drilled into him to go for it, because if not, the message you're telling your opponent is,
55.
I'm not sure I can hit this. Well, I gave the flip side to that argument and says, but by not going it for the
96.
shot, are you saying to your opponent, I don't have to hit this? Interesting,
42.
thought-provoking.
Absolutely.
$57. 140.
Oh, Cressy once again in command. Looking to set up an out shot.
91.
Nice switch. Van Peert looking to do the same. That's a perfect first start for Barry.
100.
Quite
George
unbelievably,
McCallum,
a
26.
second dart doesn't join that initial one in the treble. Cressy's going to have a shot. It's double six.
120.
Gone inside.
Barry Coward
and
in
now
64.
has missed a dart at double in this match. Van Peert can't threaten the 164 that he did just a leg
39.
ago.
George McCall, 6.
Well, went straight for it.
No score.
Well, he got 6
Coward in
points.
25.
No master out in steel tip darts. Maybe a rule set Barry Van Peert would be quite familiar with. Oh, this is interesting.
85. George McCall, 6.
Yeah, went for tops. Deliberate
Game
ploy,
on
but
fourth
this
leg,
time
George
Cressy
Cressy.
finds the bottom target
Fifth
on the
leg, Barry
board
to throw first. Game on.
and gets his 3-1 lead.
$100.
Earlier in the night, I was flagging up and highlighting the 180 hitting of every player so far this evening being so good. There has only been one
100.
player in one game so far this evening not to have had a maximum. That was Cressy in his game against Devon Peterson. Other than that, minimum
60.
of 180 per player per match.
$57.
Well, Cressy letting the side down in the 180s column, but
93.
I don't think he'll care. He's all about the winning from here on in.
Absolutely, get those points on the board. Put yourself in a good position overnight.
44.
We see it so often just how important a good start is. That was
100.
clearly demonstrated in Champions Week of Series 14. Looking at the start that Ashley Coleman made in Group A. Looking at the start Derek Coulson made in Group B.
26. Barrier car 148.
Putting in the hard yards early doors.
116.
Beautiful setup play from Van Peert.
$140. Barrier car 32.
To narrow the deficit. Needs to keep on working his way
No score.
inside, but
Georgia
it's
car
not enough.
134.
Well, this would hurt. It'll be a gut wrencher. Cressy doesn't get anywhere near.
42. Barrier car
Van Peert
32.
returns.
$16.
Oh no.
Georgia car 92.
Well, this finish is much more manageable, much more achievable for Cressy. Options.
52. Barrier car
There's
16.
another chance for Van Peert. Similar to the opening leg of this match when Van Peert was cruising but had his pocket picked.
Again shown the fifth
This
leg.
time,
Barry Van
the
Peert.
outcome is different.
Sixth leg George to throw
Van
first.
Peert does take the leg.
Game on.
Looked like he took a picture as well. Isn't that an old school way as well of taking a picture these days with the old
57.
clicky button on the top?
Didn't wait for the flash.
Mark Dudbridge was here the other week, wasn't he? He's already been.
91.
Quite right.
$52.
Well, speaking of 180s that we've had all evening, Mark Dudbridge does hold the individual record. 7 180s
100.
in a match against West Newton.
$60.
It was part of a very fun week, that was. Pretty much a bit of a Legends week here at the Super Series. It was played
100.
moons ago in January, back in the days when Super Series would run through Q School. So a lot of the players that we tend to see here at the Super Series was
96.
not available. Ended up being one of the most
90.
entertaining weeks. So we saw Peter Manley take to the Super Series stage. You can imagine there was a few
100.
shenanigans that week.
Barrier car 120.
Van Peert then, Shanghai, looking to send us all the way. Just as it happened between these two on Monday morning.
Being shot on the sixth leg.
And
Barry
it's
Van
happening
Peert.
again here in the early hours of
Semi-final leg,
Friday
Barry through
morning
first.
as well.
Game on.
Spirited from Van Peert. 3-1 down. And here we are in a last leg decider where Van Peert has the honour of throwing first.
125.
We've highlighted the fact that all the players chipping in the 180s column. 4 of them now with a ton plus checkout. Just waiting on Devon Peterson to join that party.
60. $85. $140.
Yeah, it's better from Cressy. Earning the right to
$140.
return here after winning the ADC qualifier. It was against Adam Mould as well. And that regional qualifier. Mouldy, a former weekly winner here in his own right.
134, Berukar 151.
It's Vampire. Now looking at tops.
111.
Almost winning it in
Josica,
spectacular
167.
fashion. Cressy has to do so now himself, but has surrendered
40.
a
Berukar,
3-1 lead
40.
to Barry Vampire. He can win it with 2 10s
He's on
and
the
does
mark, Barry
so in 14 from 3-1 down to win it 4-3. Vampire seems to have Cressy's number here this week. His 3rd win over George. Vampire gets his 2nd win of the evening. It's Colley against Peterson after the break.
I'ma knock you right off your feet. Can you hear the thunder roll?
Wow, he's so good. And look at that reaction from Jim.
is it by Bartons right now? Double 13, he's done it. What a checkout.
This is why he didn't. Because you can never count Dylan Slevin out.
That big treble needs to come now. That big treble is found. As is the bullseye. Great shot. Top class checkout. Is he going to make that 2? Tops for Warburton. And he finds it.
Nice stuff from Webster to get his first leg.
Yes, please. Jose de Souza making his Super Series bow here next week in Group A, along with the likes of Dylan Slevin and Paul Croner, who's flying on the WDF circuit this year. Andy Bartons as well, former Tide World Champion. Group B, Jim McEwen, former Series champion here, along with Clyde Bevan, looking to build on his strong display here in Series 14, along with the Demolition Man Darren Webster as well. And Group C also looking pretty stacked. Kieran Ford, that's a Cansdale, and Mike Warburton loves a 50-50, does Warby. He returns here next week. What a week 3. More matches left to bring you here this evening. And it could be quite a mystifying evening for Reece Colley. Should he not get another win here, he faces Devon Peterson. Colley coming into this match with the highest running average of all 5 players here tonight, and yet he's currently bottom of the group. Just the one win to his name thus far, and has yet to average under 91.
First leg, Reece to throw first. Game on.
He has the darts here, though. This is Colley's final match of the evening. Peterson still has one more to come after this.
58.
But if Colley only ends tonight with one win, is there much more he could have done?
100.
He'll certainly feel hard done by, wouldn't he? I suppose that's sometimes where
82.
looking at things like averages can give you a little bit of a misreading, can't it, into how the night has gone. We was talking about it quite a bit this afternoon, wasn't we, with the younger players and those most ridiculous conversations of which I've been hearing as of late, where players
95.
suggesting that they would rather play with a high average and sacrifice the win rather than winning with a low average.
53.
Their logic behind that was, well, if I continue to play at that, I won't continue to win. But if that dip in performance isn't your consistent base, it kind of makes that point irrelevant.
Yeah, surely
60.
Winning
Reece
breeds
Woodham,
confidence.
26.
Winning breeds more wins.
$70.
And you're more likely to get paid for a win than you are an average.
$100. Reece 56.
Colley then. 2 at tops. We'll need them both.
Game shot the first leg. Reece Colley.
Utilises them both really
Second leg,
neatly
Devon to
as
throw
well.
first. Game on. $55. $60.
Peterson, with that match still to play after this one, that is against Berry Vampire. It's going to be the final match of this evening. Cressy against Campbell to come off the back of this encounter.
40. $140. $43. $58. 59.
Back-to-back trebleless visits from Peterson. Colley all over it.
140. 34. Rishikar
Peterson couldn't
103.
bear look at that second dart. He utilised it to glance at the score to be able to leave the biggest finish of
82.
the lot.
Donikar 170. 42. Rishikar 21.
2 fours.
17.
Away goes on for 2-0
Donikar
for Colley. Can
128.
Peterson fire himself back up into contention here? Things can happen quickly in a Group B.
42.
They're not really
Rishikar
happening at
4.
all for Devon in this one.
Getting shoulder second leg,
This
Reece
time,
Colley.
Colley finds the requisite double
Third leg,
for
Reece to throw
that
first.
2-0
Game on.
advantage.
All night, every time you look at Devon Peterson at the back of the stage, he's
100.
always sort of trying to position that dart exactly how he wants it in the hand. Wouldn't even turn around to look at Reece Colley or the board, would he, there, until
119.
at the hockey. And just a couple of phantom throws.
97.
Struggling to get the height, isn't he? When he's switching downstairs, that seems to be
81.
okay. But really struggling to get the height, certainly on dart 1, to give him anything that he can work from.
96. 60.
Colley looking for cover and finding some in spades.
134.
Looking to end his night on a high.
44. Rishikar
On
74.
a quick one as well. Peterson not on a finish. Now Colley is just scrambling around the board here.
34.
Tops will be the target when he returns.
$121. Rishikar 40.
Return he does. 210s now the focus. Can he just drift one in off that barrel?
20.
Did hit
Donikar
it,
76.
but it deflected the wrong side. Oh, outside chance for Peterson. He's got 2 in hand. Slightly wild with the first.
60.
Can't find the
Rishikar
target with the
20.
second either.
Game show on the third leg, Reece Colley.
Colley does oblige.
Fourth leg,
He's a leg
Devon to throw
away.
first. Game on. $26.
Well, this a big opportunity now for Reece Colley. Of
60.
course, he's got the chance to win the match, but when the group is as tight as it is, leg difference is going to become very important. Certainly in regards to the shaping of the table.
59.
Applying that scoreboard pressure, that's going to come from how the wins come, not just the fact that they do.
180.
Which makes that the perfect time to find the first maximum of this game.
95. $140.
1-2-1 remains after just 9 thrown.
140. Reece
Peterson
Colley 121.
valiantly trying to hang on the coattails of Reece Colley.
97.
Reese now has probably deserved a result like this.
59.
Truth be
Reese
told,
Card,
because his
24.
levels all night have been really strong.
Getting shown the match,
And he
Card.
gets his win, a wide margin win, a whitewash win over Devon Peterson, who's had a match to forget there, but has been blown away by Reese Colley, ironically, with his weakest average of the entire evening. Nevertheless, a strong performance, which is what we've seen from Reese all night. It's Cressy against Campbell after the break.
We are coming up to the back end of the evening. 2 more games still to go, and things are bunching up really tightly here in this Group B campaign. Just a couple of legs separating the top 3 in those qualifying positions, but there's a genuine possibility here that we could end up with all players on 4 points. George Cressy will be taking on Scott Campbell. Devon Peterson will be closing the night against Berry Vampire. Things are looking tight up here, but let's have a word with Reese Colley to see how the players are perceiving the task tonight.
Thank you, Matt. Reese, a solid night's work for you. Do you feel maybe a little bit hard done by that you've only just got the 2 wins tonight?
Yeah, to be honest. I felt like I've played well from the start. the first game, I think George had, was it 100% on finishing? And I was like, but yeah, I felt like I played okay tonight and on to tomorrow now, yeah.
You played more than okay. Your running average tonight is the highest out of the lot and is comfortably in the mid-90s. And surely, I suppose it's about sustaining those levels, if anything.
Oh yeah, definitely. To be honest, it's been red hot up there, but I've been practicing in my garage lately, and it's been warm in there. So I thought I'd be all right up there, but nah, it's been warm. But yeah, I'm happy I've played.
You seem to be keeping you cool, though. It's turning into a bit of a mad sort of group. It's very, very congested, and I suppose you don't really know sort of where you are in the group.
Not a clue. But I looked, I think I was bottom at one stage, and then I just played quite well then. I felt comfortable. Don't know where I'm sat, but yeah, I felt like I played well tonight and on to tomorrow now.
Yeah, players often say that sort of 2 wins out of 4 is the sort of minimum expectation. It's a solid night's work. Do you share that view?
Yeah, anything can happen in Group B. Like, you can win 3 games on the first day and then lose all the next games and then you're out. But the way I see it is play well and hopefully I should be up there.
Yeah, you've certainly given yourself a solid platform to build on going into tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just happy to be back playing here. It's been a while now since I've been. I think I can't remember the last time I was here. It's been a while, but yeah, I just want to play good darts, to be honest. And I've not been playing a lot lately. I've been practicing in the garage if that, and I'm glad I've played some good darts today.
You certainly have played some good darts today. Well done on a solid night's work, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much for talking to me. Back to Matthew Edgar in the commentary box.
Well, that was Reece Colley, who's transferring the game from the garage to the Super Series stage and doing so quite successfully tonight. He's done that requirement of getting the 2 wins on the board, which is something we may see from all the players as this group is tight and congested. Scott Campbell has also managed to get a couple of wins already this evening. His night has got better as things has gone. He was my selection, my pick before a dart was thrown this evening, and he went up and lost the opening game 4-0 to Berry Van Peer. Only getting 1 dart at a double on that occasion, but things have started to look better for the Scot as the night has gone on. 4-2 victory over Devon Peterson and a 4-2 victory over Reece Colley. He'll be looking to end his night with another victory.
Looks like George to throw
the first player to 6 points.
Game on.
But will have his hands full here against George Cressy, the man who was a favourite to win this group before a dart was thrown, but coming into this game after back-to-back defeats.
135.
But a win here would see him join Berry Van Peer on 4 points, would see him join Reece Colley, would see him join Scott Campbell, and that would put 4 of the 5 players onto that 2 wins from potentially 4 matches. We said Group C would be tight.
78.
It could almost be that tonight is all just decided on legs in regards to the places going into tomorrow night. Things are bunching up.
45.
Yeah, that whitewash win there for Reece could prove pivotal.
$97.
What did you take from that, Sam? It was quite interesting, wasn't it, hearing from Reece? Just he knew he played well, but it was almost like
96.
He kind of expected a little bit more from it, but he didn't quite want to commit to that, knowing the quality in the room.
I think we agree. He had every right to feel
86.
a little bit aggrieved that he's only got the 2 wins to show for his efforts here tonight. He's gone from sort of bottom of the table now up into second. But 2 out of 4.
40.
As we hear so often,
105.
puts you on a good footing for the second and final session of Group B.
Well, he referenced the game with this
57.
man, didn't he? Right here, George, when he played him in his opening game. In that game, George had 100% on the doubles 4 from 4 and 100 average. Since then, hasn't
100.
registered another win.
Georgia Car 48.
Sometimes it's just the timing of things against you.
Getting show the first
Scott
leg.
Campbell has had 48 hit against him there, and for Cressy that means he's taking the opening leg. And this match, you could be having some sort of deja vu from Series 14 between these pair. They both participated in the 5th week of Series 14. They both
57.
participated in Group B of that week. Scott Campbell winning both matches. Indeed, he won every single match in the Group B of that week.
91.
And it was a real strong week. Cressy finishing 2nd in Group A. Only found Tommy Morris too good on that occasion.
123.
And was sort of heartbreakingly missing out on finals night. And that was on leg difference. He
60.
could be in a similar situation here as well. That week was eventually won by Ashley Coleman, the series runner-up.
180.
Do you know what? I can get on board with that from Scott Campbell.
100.
Through the dart, the flight's popped off, and rather than pick it up and go all the way down to the floor, I'll just get a new one out.
He's done that before. He did it against Ashley Coleman in said week.
55.
Just doesn't want to hold up proceedings.
I suppose the other thing is, depending where it goes, when you bend down to look, sometimes you get that glare, can't you, from the
58.
lights?
Scott the Cat 86.
Just affect the vision very slightly for a couple of seconds. There's a bit of experience there.
$46. $65.
Will manage the board and the
Scott the Cat
situations
40.
of Campbell. To be back to have 3 in hand at tops. Going to need all 3.
Getting show the second leg. Scott
Gets it with his
Campbell.
third.
Third leg George to throw first. Game
Bring
on.
himself level.
$100.
It's interesting you watch the approach there, right there, that approach what Scott Campbell does to the oki. As he's coming in, he literally stands on it. Now, we've seen in the past, haven't we, people sort of toe the oki where they sort of have a little bit of a step. Gary
55.
Anderson, probably the most famous player who does so. And a lot of the time people do it just to keep moving so that there's no sort of preventing when you get to the oki being slowed down.
100.
Campbell literally stands on it and propels his whole body up first. That's quite quirky. That's taking the little
60.
step on the oki to a new level.
$91.
Must end up with one really strong leg. It's like he's doing half aerobics.
$60.
He does need some motivation on the Cressy throw. Has to break it if he has any aspirations of winning this match.
96. $43.
Trying to
Georgia
force
Car
one in.
114.
This ended up in the wrong treble. And Cressy is comfortable once again.
58.
Looking for another hold. Campbell thinking about the next leg, I'm sure now. Or is he?
134. Georgia car 56.
Tops for Cressy.
$36.
Wide of the target.
149.
This will sting. Campbell can steal with a 149. Oh, valiant effort. And again,
93.
Campbell just bubbling under
Georgia
there.
car
You
20.
sense that a big moment is within his grasp. Come close on a couple of occasions already here tonight. He may well have to wait until tomorrow.
Getting shot on the third leg, George Cressy.
Cressy does get over the
Fourth
line
leg
in this
shot
leg at
through
least.
first. Game on.
We say about things that'll hurt or that'll sting. It probably have frustrated Scott Campbell there that he's had 18
90.
darts to break the throw, and not one of those was at the outer ring.
$100.
Yeah, in comparison to matches we've seen here already this evening, it's been pretty sedate in terms of the number of darts it's taken for these two to win a leg.
56.
Or two in the case of Cressy, 18, 18, 21. Chances have been there for the pair.
97. $140. $40.
And now Campbell can just look to set things up to restore that parity.
$55.
Desperate in search of a treble. That's pitched very low from Cressy.
100. Scott the car.
Low is the great way to
160.
describe that, because it can be a bit misleading at times. When you throw the darts like Cressy does, he wants them to be under the treble. But there's a difference between under the treble and being low. Being under the treble is something you can use. Being low is a bad dart, and that's what those ones were.
78. Georgia car 164. $96. Scott the car 82.
Cressy waiting in the wings. Campbell really should be dealing with this 82. Might only be a shot at the bullseye, but it's going to be double 11. Oh,
Gates
really
on the
good.
fourth leg, Scott Campbell.
Really impressive
Fifth leg,
by
Johnson
Campbell.
through
Held
first. Game
his
on.
nerve majestically.
I think that was a wake up he was saying to himself there, wasn't it?
83.
Both players sort of asking themselves for a little bit more. We are getting into the early hours of the morning. It's been a long, hot day,
100.
which can become very tiring. It's only a couple more legs to go, and it's a very, very successful day for someone.
48. $100. 100.
Again, it's a leg that was won in 18, so if either of these two can just up their levels just marginally, which Campbell is looking to do here,
137.
that will be the difference.
$100. Scott the car, 164.
Cressy leaves the big fish. He's going to get a go at landing it as well.
94. George the car, 170.
Land it he will not.
58.
And this
Scott the
is
car, 70.
the real big moment of this match as Campbell searches for that elusive break of throw. Looks to be pretty perplexed about the score he's left there. There's a bit of indecision. Hesitating. He's not convinced he's got 70 points left. He has.
$38.
And that's not surprising.
George the car, 112.
That indecision. The hesitation could prove very costly.
80. Scott the car, 32.
He's gotten away with it. Now has to deal with this. Big moment. And Campbell is up to the task.
Campbell. 6 legs, Scott to throw first.
And there is that crucial break of throw.
Game on. $28.
Hasn't been able to build on it though when kicking off a leg where you're looking to serve out the match with just 28 points.
60.
Cressy unable to punish though, but it was sort of perplexing, that moment of hesitation with 70 remaining.
It was a break in concentration as well. And we know Scott Campbell, one of the players that
59.
really very focused, very determined, very driven when they are playing. Not one of these sort of flashy, flary, look around the room, embrace with everything sort of players, which
100.
is a completely different skill set.
$180.
Nothing wrong with that.
That really does save the leg, doesn't it? 28.59. The first two visits in this
96.
leg for Scott Campbell. The 180 puts him back on track.
It was his second of the match. Cressy yet to register a maximum in this affair.
7 for the night as well for
96.
Scott Campbell. Really good return in regards to the maximum hitting.
$134. Scott the car, 138.
Keeps him interested. Nineteens the ploy for Campbell as well, but now looking back up.
88. George the car,
Again, that treble
111.
just piques his interest as well. Cressy, treble 17. Well thrown.
79.
The target isn't
Scott the
acquired,
car,
Campbell.
50.
Match winning chance. Double 16. Just resets again. Just a bit of hesitation. Has to go across. Oh, what a find, what a shot. And a performance from Scott Campbell that sees himself go top with his third win of the evening. That is a real good night's work for Scott Campbell there. Hard fought, really had to graft away for that win as Devon Peterson and Barry Van Peer bring down the curtain on the opening day of Group B after this break. Final match of the evening then sees Devon Peterson take on Barry Van Peer. Devon really could do with a win here just to keep himself in the mix and not to become detached at the foot of the table. A win here would really keep him in touch with the likes of Rhys Colley and indeed his opponent here, Barry Van Peer, who with a win will top the table overnight. He's already accumulated a relatively strong leg difference, which,
game on,
as we have already highlighted, could be crucial, and more often than not, is crucial. Peterson with
40.
work to do. He has been battling away. There's a win to his name, that coming against George Cressy.
140.
Vampire has been impressing all week, really, showing the signs of form that saw him win the Challenge Tour in 2023 and putting in an impressive
55.
display, the 2024 World Championships. 2 wins there that have really stood the test of time. Wins over Luke Woodhouse and Josh Rock.
140.
That does stand the test of time. Losing out to Damon Hatter in the 3rd round.
57.
Those are the sort of levels we're dealing with when it comes to Barry Van Peer at his peak, in his prime.
45.
Probably be quite interesting because I'm sure if you spoke to Vampire, he'd suggest that his prime maybe hasn't happened yet.
99. Dominic Harwood
He
and
believes
36.
that is more in the future than in the past.
45. Barry Harwood and 50.
I wouldn't argue with him. The best may well be yet to come.
135. Dominic R 91.
Inside. Once again, we're seeing that double 15 in play a lot here today. Peterson, once again, going the old school route. Leaves the tried and trusted double 16.
Better to through first.
He's
Game
taking
on.
the opening leg. Sometimes the old ways are the best.
43.
You can certainly understand the reasoning for it, can't you? Which is why the route was first invented.
43.
And it's the same rule for anything in that block of 91 to 95 finishes.
134.
25 or the bull. 25 leaves single to bull. Bull leaves single to double.
121. 58. 60. 99.
When Vampire gets that first start right, you just expect the other two to follow. We haven't probably been doing so regularly enough for Vampire's liking.
135. Better cover 167. 127.
Gets the ball as well,
Better cover
so
142.
when he returned for tops, yes he will.
38. Better car 40.
2 10s.
Getting shot
One
on the second
apiece.
leg, Barry Vampire. Third leg, Devon to throw first. Game on.
Well, Peterson
100.
hanging on in there would be a bit of an understatement, and considering he took that early lead,
140.
there is a gulf between the two in the averages in favour of Vampire.
40.
'Plenty of space.
140.
Vampire, off the back of that early setback, just raising his game
100.
despite the late hour. Still full of life.
140.
Well, Vampire's already got 2 wins on the board. That means this head-to-head fixture here with Evan Peterson could be the
60.
deciding
Video
factor.
car 81.
If he beats Devon Peterson here and then opens the show with victory tomorrow, he will already be on 8 points.
65.
8 points feels like it could be enough in this group.
What a shape of car 16.
We saw him do that earlier on tonight.
Gains
This
on the third
time,
leg, Perry Van Peer.
his opponent does not
Fourth leg,
give him
Perry
a
to
sniff at
first.
winning the leg.
Game
Van
on.
Peer closing the door on Peterson. Break a throw, and now Van Peer
60.
fully in charge.
$22. $97. $60.
Well, Van Peer would be good value for top spot. It's only Reese Carley that has really got the better of him
58.
here. And we've already discussed tonight the levels that Reese has been performing at so far tonight.
135. $96. $82. $134.
Nice setup from Van Peer.
$92. Better car 56.
Peterson awaits. Oh, goes wrong
26.
side.
Devon car
And
110.
Peterson will get a poke at the 110. Treble 4 double,
78.
but not enough on
Better
it.
car 30.
And again, the double 15 is being brought into play by Van Peer. This time, not by choice.
Got to move, hasn't he? The right hand feels the way to go, right and high.
10.
Right and
Devon
too
car
high.
32.
Slightly awkward for Devon there
He's on the
as
fourth
well,
leg,
but he
Devon
does
Peterson.
navigate a passage through to
Fifth
the
leg, Devon
target.
to throw first. Game on.
He's level again. Peterson does not go down quietly.
$81.
He will battle and scrap right to the bitter end.
57. $44.
Yeah, that's a perfect first start from Van Peer.
134.
Nice switch across as well, because that second would have proven to be problematic.
$64. $140. $40. Better your car 170.
And he'll go for it. He can't take it out.
94.
But again, it's a nice covering treble 18 to just whittle away at his score.
76. Better your car 76.
Double 8. Oh no.
Well, the 140 here would change everything, wouldn't it?
60. Better your car, 76.
3 well thrown darts there, weren't they, for Devon, just surrounding it.
56. Devon your car,
Bit of a
136.
let off, you feel, for Vampire, because a lot of work still to be done here for Devon, but he's capable.
82. Better your car, 20.
He does not like that dart whatsoever. That might not be a disaster, a new target, but again, it's the wrong side of the wire for
Devon your car,
Vampire.
54.
He was in cruise control. He was coasting to a win that would have seen him top the table overnight.
34.
He
Better
may
your
well
car,
do so
20.
because Peterson has really let Berry off the hook.
Vampire made an absolute mess of the previous leg. He's making a mess here, but he's got a chance to tidy things up.
Game show on the 5th leg, Berry
That will
Vampire.
be relief. As he once again uses
6th
that
leg, Berry Van
mythical
to throw first.
camera to take a photo. He's going to have to go get that developed tomorrow, isn't he? Because he's going to have a lot of film taken up.
As celebrations go, I'm not entirely sure that's going to catch on.
What about if he turned it into a Polaroid and started
85.
shaking it afterwards? That'd be good.
Maybe. Let's see it first, then we'll talk.
Take the picture, pull out the Polaroid, give it a shake.
60.
Berry, if you're listening, we want to see it tomorrow.
No, I want to see it from you when you qualify for Lakeside.
140.
It was your idea. You've got to go and do it now.
58. 100.
Well, he may need to get that camera back out again in a moment, Berry Vampire.
53.
He might be about to take a photo of himself at the top of the table.
$100.
Cam Peterson.
What
Keep
a-
himself alive. What a
Better
time
car,
to find a
76.
maximum. Works his way to a finish, but Vampire may not hang around.
Getting shown the
Oh,
match, Berry
slams the
Vampire.
door. Firmly shut on Devon Peterson's forlorn hopes of this match, and Vampire will top that Group B table overnight. Doesn't seem overly chuffed about it, but nevertheless, it's a real good night's work on a Group B that was looking very, very tight indeed. Bit of reaction and discussion coming up after this break. Well, that is the end of a really captivating opening session of Group B here this evening. At the halfway stage of the night, every single one of the 5 players were locked together on 2 points apiece. But quality has shone through in the end, not least with Barry Van Peer and Scott Campbell, who can feel very good about the way they have performed here this evening, both finishing on 6 points. Reece Colley as well, arguably the pick of the players here tonight, and yet only has the 4 points. He has every right to feel a little bit aggrieved. George Cressy and Devon Peterson by no means out of the equation at all, only registering the 1 win each. But it's a tough task for them tomorrow, but one I'm sure they are very much up to, and as we've seen already here tonight, and indeed the week as a whole for Cressy, more than capable of. Welcome back to the studio. Matthew Edgar rejoins me. At the halfway stage of tonight, as I say, it was looking a little bit confusing, but in the second half, the quality came to the fore.
Well, going into the last couple of games, there was a genuine possibility with the fixtures we had left that every club would be leaving on 4 points. That could have genuinely happened. And when we look at sort of going into those final rounds, it was, right, what's the little bit of quality that is required here to make this happen? And we saw it. We saw it come out in that last game there from Barry Van Peer. Yes, it got a bit messy towards the back end of legs. Yes, he started missing doubles, but was always giving himself that little bit of more time. That scoring power was the real key.
Yeah, he's been good value, I suppose. What can't speak can't lie, and the table doesn't lie. So Van Peer, who is top on leg difference, worthy of it. And as you say, that it wasn't perfect by any stretch, but key shots at the right moments, and he's shown his class throughout pretty much the entirety of the evening.
And some people see that as a negative, that the fact that it's not been his best, that it's not been as clinical, and they'll see the flaws, they will see vulnerability. But as a player, what Barry Van Peer will do is he'll process that very differently. He'll process that very positively, because what he will do is he'll go away, okay, I wasn't at my best, but yeah, I'm top of the table. I wasn't at my best, but I won the most games. I wasn't at my best, but I'm the best player on the night. Imagine what happens when I come back and I actually play better, when I tidy up at the back end of legs, when I don't make these mistakes, because he won't expect to make those mistakes 2 nights in a row. That should give him confidence, what's happened tonight, to believe that he's going to be one of the 3 players going through.
That could be said as well for your pick, Scott Campbell. Were you slightly worried? His opening match resulted in a 4-0 defeat, but since then, it was sort of what we come to expect from Scott.
Honestly, no, not with Scott. He's one of those players that I don't think rides a defeat for too long. He's one of those that doesn't get too high with victories. Some people get carried away and go on a victory lap far too early. Scott Campbell is very well measured both ways round. You can beat him heavy and it's okay, it's a game of darts, I'll go again. And if he wins heavy, okay, I'll go again. He's not one of these that sort of overread, overanalyze. And with that, that's why I think the Super Series is perfect for him. Because some people do the total opposite. They lose that first game, they panic. Not Scott Campbell.
Yeah, he loves it here and knows all about the format. And he is probably sort of overdue another weekly win here. We often speak about horses for courses, plenty of players with multiple weekly titles, and it feels like Scott Campbell should be in that sort of conversation, in the mix.
Well, he's got what you need, haven't you? The 2 key attributes, quality, consistency. That's all you need here at the Super Series, and that ability to have that burst performance, especially on a Saturday night. There's a time you need to pop in 100 average. You're going to be asked that question at some point, and Scott Campbell is more than capable of dining at that table. So he's got everything you need. He's absolutely, when you look at the list of players who have won multiple weeks, I can't see anyone who's got something that he doesn't have. So absolutely, I expect he'll win another.
Yeah, agreed. You mentioned consistency. Reece Colley, 92 running average here tonight, and yet he finds himself in 3rd overnight. It's weird to suggest that the hard luck story is someone that occupies a qualification spot, but if there's anyone that's feeling really hard done by, I think it has to be Reece.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the way he started the night, was it 96 average and lost that opening game. So he's produced some amazing darts. But what I would also say is, when it comes to an individual moment, that's what's cost him. There's normally a bit of timing. When you play that well, when your average is so strong and you've not won, it's due to timing. And that is because when we look at the 6-visit block, it's the one I always go to. 83 to 93 is 6 visits. He's dined at the very high end of 6 visits, but that still can be beaten by someone who's averaging 83. And that's what's happened to him tonight. Yes, he's played up towards that top end, but there's a shot that really stands out in my mind where he wanted 40. A real key moment, and he missed 3 darts in hand. He missed 2 at the double 10 and 1 at tops. Now, it's okay getting that sort of average at the high end of that 6-visit block, but those key moments have to go. And he just lost a couple of those. He can easily put that right.
Absolutely. Maybe a potential for another hard luck story there for the man who was going into tonight as favourite to win the group, George Cressy, who has put in the highest average we've seen here this evening, a level ton, but just didn't back it up since.
Exactly that. That's a perfect way of putting it. He had that great game, didn't he, in game number 1? And sometimes starting so well is actually a negative thing, which sounds crazy, I know, but it sort of sets out a level of expectation, because what happens is he was 100% on his finish in that game. He was 100 average. You go into the next game, as soon as you miss something, you become aware, like, oh, I'm not playing as well as I did in the previous game. And to play up to that average and to play up to that level of performance the whole way through was quite unreasonable. But because you've done it, and because you come back there, you go, well, I'm not playing as well as I was earlier. And then you come again and it's like, well, now I'm really on the slide. And you just feel like you're playing worse all the time, when actually you might be playing better than you have been in general.
I sort of think of a really recent comparison to that of Dean Gallagher here last week, who was in a sort of similar mould to that of George, and putting in a monumental effort in trying to win Group A, using a lot of energy and, as I say, putting in all that effort, but then having to go again from scratch in Group B. It's got to be tough.
Absolutely. It's a long week here at the Super Series. When you're looking at Saturday night as well, we're looking at 6 days. We're looking at 6 long days, different time zones. You're going from that early morning slot, starting at 9:30. Sometimes you start at 10 o'clock at night. Then you go back to 7 o'clock. So it's quite hard. It really is hard to manage. And that's where a little bit of fitness starts to come into play. We're seeing that really come into the sport now, all the way into the professional ranks, where people are looking at their nutrition and their diet, because it's getting very, very important. It's not just throwing darts at the board now. It's about how you can maximise that, how you can sustain that, both mentally and physically. And I think this is possibly the one real thing that's going to make people, after spending a bit of time down here, really consider that lifestyle.
And that leaves Devon Peterson, who does have that victory to his name. He's tried to scratch and claw and battle his way to wins, and he's come close on a couple of extra occasions. How will he be feeling?
I think the one word you said there that really resonates was battle, because it looked like Devon Peterson at times tonight was battling himself. We saw a lot of phantom throws. We saw a lot of the time him sort of just staring at the dart, trying to get the grip. He approached the jockey many times with the dart already in the hand, because he felt like he had that dart gripped exactly where it wanted to be. So it really was Devon Peterson versus Devon Peterson tonight. And unfortunately, that's kind of been the story we've seen a lot when Devon Peterson's been here at the Super Series. We know the quality he's got. We know the ability he's got. But there's just this internal turmoil right now with Devon Peterson that he needs to get past.
We saw that from him, though, in his previous appearance here, and yet he found a way into Saturday night. Could he do the same?
Of course he can, yeah. He's got the win on the board. That's all you need. Get one win on night one, and you've got an opportunity. But not only that, we know he's got the quality. And not only do we know he's got the quality, but all those other players know so as well. They know that Devon Peterson has done more than they all have. He's got a CV that is deeper than anyone in this field. And absolutely, he's only got to make it to the top 3, of which he's only 2 points away.
He is only 2 points off a qualification spot. Remember, the top 3 go through to finals night where Jack Drayton awaits. So there is still plenty more to come here if you do fancy a late night here on the Modus Super Series channel on Pluto TV. Scott's on the hockey. A Modus Super Series Moments package coming up after the break. Do stay tuned for that one if you can. Finals night getting underway the usual time of 7:30 if you can't be with us here down in Portsmouth. Jose de Souza makes his Super Series debut from 9:30 on Monday morning, and we are back live from 1 p.m. on Friday for the culmination of Group C. 10 p.m. for the final session before finals night, the final session of Group B. Well, that is all we have time for here this evening. Both Groups C and B are simply too close to call. Do join us tomorrow to reach the conclusion and to reach finals night. Good night.
The Modus Super Series!
Derek Coulson.
Cheers, my dears.
It's
Absolute biggest of all
He reels it in.
What an incredible record! Everything you wanted simply does it. Henry Coursman glory.
Our champion
That's
tonight.
the bullseye.
Oh, Vanacek.
This will be amazing. Unbelievable.
Oh, what a time for Max!
It's matched out.
Oh,
That is special.
Incredible.
Last chance. That is seething. The pressure is on.
Champions League night!
Good. Coulson.